Hello and very good evening. I Anudivan welcome you to special live session Sahyog, providing psychological support and mental well-being of students. The topic for today's session is effects of social media on the mental well-being of students. Yes, because today everyone is on social media, we are actually addicted to social media. But what mental health issues it causes? This all will be discussed with our experts today. They are with us online. I welcome Dr. Tehseen Taj, Assistant Professor from RI Mysuru. Hello ma'am, very good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much.
I also welcome Ms. Rari, from practicing counselor from Mysuru. Hello ma'am, very good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for the welcome.
Before we begin up with the session, I must tell that if any queries to teachers, parents and students, they can call us on 8800 and they can also email us your queries on the email ID sahyog.ncert.gov at sahyog.ncert@ciet.nic.in. But before moving on to the session, let me just announce you about the G20 that we are proud that India assumed the G20 presidency for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in the history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solution and in doing so manifests the true spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, that is, the world is one family. So, ma'am, the topic for let's get back to a session. Ma'am, the topic for today's session is effects of social media on the mental well-being of students. Tehseen, ma'am, what are the effects of social media on the mental health?
Yeah, thank you, Anuji, for asking this question. Let us quickly have a glance about what exactly the social media and effect of those social media nowadays. Since we are all using social media, we are all involved in that using of this technology. So while we are using these social medias, we don't know how much time we are spending in that media and which are the applications we are using. Like if you can take the examples Facebook, Instagram, and all these things, it become very quite common. But the thing is, we don't know where we are going. In that way, whether the way what we are following it is good or bad, or how it is indirectly affecting to our health. So I would like to say that all the children, those who are watching this video, so which are the effects would be from that using of the social media and how you can use it is in a very positive manner or it can be very positive ways to that. Of course, social medias are providing a lot of information for us. It is no matter that which information, all the every information we are getting, it is just a technology like with a lot of wonderful benefits we have. So rest of that the benefits we should see that how it is benefiting for us, like it allows us, especially it allows us to share, to connect and to get the news from any other information, and even it will be provide opportunities to meet new people, but there can be certain downsides too. So especially when we talk about the children, they are spending a lot of time in the social media platforms. So here it is the very much responsibility for the teachers as well as the parents to how to keep away from those kind of social media platforms, right? And the social media use has been linked for depression, like certain depression, anxiety, and also it can be a loneliness when the children are oftenly using these kind of platforms or social media, and they will be become addict for this. So since it will be as a depression, loneliness, and it can be a what anxiety. So most of that thing recently, many studies have been shown that there will be a very dangerous of those children, those who are using this social media or the frequently usage of social media, which feel more depressed and less it is happy because always they are using these medias and apps and going on through, but no any other offline books they are using because the screen time is very much nowadays we can see that. So there are a lot of dangers of social media we can see. As a parent, it can be very hard to identify. So if you tell the children go and play outside, so there are no friends to play outside, in our field also nowadays. We are observing this is a very difficult situation that no children are that you can see in a playground or something else, isn't it? So every children they are using mobiles. It's either it might be for games or browsing of any news or any information that we can see. So there are the dangerous also to be aware of that it can be include. So for example, cyberbullying, okay, online predators, sharing too much information, false marketing, dangerous visual trends will be there. So almost this will be a addiction for the children where it cannot be identified how they are going to addict, since you don't know the content what you will be using. So constantly checking of news, and especially the trend is you have to when you open one video in a YouTube or something, it will say first only it will say please share, like and subscribe. So obviously the children will do like this only. They will watch the video, they want to like the video, and even they will subscribe and they will share it. So that this kind of trend is very much good, what we can say. This is what we can say it's an addictive one. Addiction. So this is a reward. So when you are getting a likes, you are getting increasing of number of your viewers, and even it maybe you can get it the symbol of a YouTube channel or how much you have the likes, subscribers. So focusing on interaction, like it may be the feedbacks. What is the feedback? Maybe sometimes it is not always possible to give a positive feedback for whatever you are commenting or whatever the posting. So children might be they are thinking that whatever the posting we are having in my social platform, that would be a positive one, it might be a negative. So after getting these negative comments, they will be getting into a depressed. So for example, if someone is telling your video is very bad, or you are not doing so good or something, or it is not at all related to that, so it will be these comments will be most affect for these people, these children also. And even some of the filters nowadays, this is a trend to using of filters, but actually they are not like this. But using of filters is also it is a trend, but actually it is a fake one. So that it will be ability that shows how the different technology that you can use, and it will be a spending of more time while using or customizing the photos, customizing the backgrounds, isn't it? So this will be a most of the time we can see a wastage of time, and another one is spending of lot of time in this kind of social media. And then even if you know the posts are filtered and carefully, but still some constantly seeing another perfect highlight will be there, some reels will be there, which is not possible to come up with that. And especially these videos are posted in the social media to grab the attention of the people, those who are watching, those who are in the social media. So
Exactly, Tehseen ma'am. This led to the feeling of missing out, focusing on the interaction, and exactly this is an addiction. But Rari
yes.
ma'am, my question comes that what are the different health issues which are caused by the social media?
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. So before stepping into the mental issues, we need to see where the root cause lies. Okay, where the root cause lies in the sense it can be when we look back, COVID-19 made the scenario even more worse because students are getting mobile phones to their hands and everyone is having a mobile phone and then all the technology. And we know there is an age bar for signing up into social media platforms, but what is the reality? Studies are showing like even students like having age of 8, even they are also using the social media platforms. So coming to the mental health issues, as Celsin ma'am has rightly pointed out, there is a social comparison. They are all behind the likes and the triggering. Okay, how many likes they are getting, and also they are all after the likes, the comments, the positive comments, and all. So this social comparison, whenever they are getting less likes, like bad comments and all, this social comparison will definitely lead to depression and anxiety. So this depression is because of the social isolation they are getting because of the social media platforms and the loneliness. They will reduce the self-esteem because of this depression, they will always feel unworthy and insecure because of the depression. And they will gain, like, a lack of confidence will be there to do things because of depression, and they will constantly doubt themselves because they will see the social media as the reality. So there I'm getting less likes only, so I will not be good enough for this world, like that a kind of feeling they will develop, and these all things will lead to depression. This is actually intertwined or interconnected, so it will constantly lead to anxiety, this cyberbullying they are getting, the slut shaming they are receiving from the social media platforms. So this will lead to depression and anxiety. Along with that, there will be issues with sleep. Okay, they will spend their entire night, the whole night in social media platforms, and it will lead them, like, they will be tired and moody all the day. In school also, they will be struggling to pay attention to the class, so they can't regulate their emotion. They will be moody all the time. They will not be able to express their feelings well, and they will always have that irritability because of the lack of sleep. And this will eventually lead to lower grades, and this can eventually lead to even suicide tendency. So this issues with sleep is a very major concern nowadays students are having. And also this increased usage of social media platforms will decrease their physical activities, as Tasin has rightly pointed out. So we all know the quotation like sound body and sound mind. So nowadays students are even ready to spend their entire day in a couch without even moving from that, just scrolling down. And this physical inactivity will definitely lead to this mental disequilibrium. And it can eventually lead to visual autism also. They will lose their other senses. In social media, as we know, there is only the visual and auditory senses we are always acquainted with. So
Yes,
while
like
coming,
Rari ma'am said that there is a these issues can relate to social comparison, depression, anxiety, issues on sleep, like you can feel tiredness, you can also feel emotional regulation, and it's a decreased physical activity, because when you are on social media you will definitely not go for any physical activity, which may cause a major issue in future. Tahseen ma'am, I have a question for you. How can you curb unhealthy social media behavior?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Since we are discussing about the effects of social media in the different platforms, it is not only like about you are using either Instagram or Facebook or any other kind of media, but there is will be a very dangerous, that we can say that, as Rari is rightly suggesting about that, it will be a anxiety or sleeplessness. All these can be seen. So it will be especially we can see that will be a negative effect of that. So like feeling of increase in anxiety, depression, loneliness, since they're all the time they are watching the social media platforms and spending more time on social media than with the friends, since they don't identify or they don't recommend such friends, that instead of going out or instead of going out of the friends with the friends and spending of time, they will feel more comfortable in the social media, and then comparing themselves with others frequently, what the feeling of that. So this will be a curbing of feeling, and others how good or others how bad, or how am I good or bad. So this kind of a feeling of also it will come, and being trolled as a cyberbullied online, so then it will become as a for the cyberbullying for the, this is since there been a online, and then can be there will be engaging of risky behaviors. So kind of risky behaviors, that means outreach of photos, or it might be a any photos will be leakage, or any likes or comments, whatever it may be, the risky behaviors it can be done. And noticing that the school and school relationships, the school work, they are suffering, they will be suffer from that one, because they don't get enough time to complete the school work, or it might be the work which has been assigned for them, it will be all, and even the deprioritizing, they will not give prioritize for their health or hygiene or anything. So these are all the feelings they will feel, that somewhere we are not much properly, we are going to do very well, and again they will try to come up with their own, like which are the platforms they are using, or they will be highly related with this kind of media. Yes, madam.
Rari ma'am, my question comes is that these are the effects we are discussing, that these causes on social media and mental health on the children. But what tips or what suggestions you can give to develop a positive social media behavior among students?
While coming to the tips, first and the foremost one is you need to set your intention before logging in. Why you are logging into that particular platform, you should be aware of. If you have an intention, then after that specific purpose, you will be able to log out from the platform. Otherwise, you will scroll, and you will spend much time there. So that will help you to reduce the social media time. And you need to let go of all the negative you are receiving from the social media sites, because it is not the real world. That comments doesn't matter. So that we need to be aware of. And try to connect with your friends in person, not in through online media and all. You need to schedule or limit your social media usage time. Okay, you need to schedule. Okay, I'm going to use social media platform from this time to this time only. After that, no, I'm not going to do that. We need to take a decision like that, and we need to stop lurking and engage while we are in a social media platform, because just lurking means just scrolling down without engaging. Anyway, you are engaging into anyway you are logging into the social media platform. So stop lurking, stop just scrolling down, and try to engage with something like maybe some creative works or some comments, likes, or anything. To try to engage, so that will help you to reduce the social isolation to a limit. So coming to particular, you can remove some addictive kind of apps, some gaming apps or something. If you are already installed in your phone, you can just remove that kind of apps from your phone. You need to prioritize other activities. You can engage in some other activities or hobbies like reading or gardening or anything you can engage into without taking much time into social media. And try to turn off the notifications while you are not using your phone, because this notification, like that ringing sound or that blinking, that is something that causes addiction, and we are very much forced to open our phone that time when we get a notification. So it is better to turn off notifications, and or when you are not into the phone, or you are doing something else, something productive. So these are the tips that you can follow while using social media for use it better and in a positive manner.
Thank you so much, Rari ma'am, for the suggestion. Like ma'am said that use social media but with a limitation. You can modify your use by setting up your limits, removing the unwanted apps, and also turning off the notification. This is all depends on us, that how we want to use social media. Social media is important, but with a limitation. You can set your time that for this much time period I am going to use social media in a day, for this much time I am going to give to other outdoor activities or connect with my friends. These all will help you in your mental development and will definitely protect you from mental health illness. So thank you, Rari ma'am, for all these suggestions. Thank you, Tahseen ma'am, for all these suggestions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So students, please keep in mind that use social media but with a limitation. This will help you in your mental development. This can be done with the help or under the guidance of students and parents and teachers also. So the session ends today the session here ends for today. But before going, let me just announce you that NCERT textbook for the year 2023-24 are available throughout the country on all NCERT sales counter in Delhi, Guwahati, Ahmedabad, Kolkata. You can purchase these textbooks from the sales counter on all weekdays, including the gazetted holidays and also Saturdays and Sundays from 9:30 am to 6 pm. These textbooks can also be ordered online through books.ncert.gov.in, though you can post your you can also purchase them through online, and these textbooks will be delivered at your doorstep. You may also download the soft copy of these textbooks from the PDF in the PDF format from Diksha, ePathshala and NCERT website. Also visit the NCERT website for more authorized vendors. Thank you so much for the session. Please don't go anywhere. We will be right back tomorrow. Thank you. Namaskar.